Today is kind of a story time that literally just happened today. But I wanted to like talk about it because I'm sure like I'm not the only one that has had a bad experience with this. This is like honestly like my first really bad experience. Like obviously if you've seen from the title, like I dealt with a very rude Uber driver today, and I'm going to kind of explain like what happened and everything like that. I don't even know the guy's name. It's like some foreign name, so I'm not even gonna say his name or anything. Because like in the past I've had like situations where like people have like canceled on me, which is whatever. People like I've had like one instance where a guy said he picked me up and he never did, and then he actually drove all the way to my house, and I called him and I said, you were literally at my house and you didn't even pick me up. But I couldn't cancel it because I didn't want to get charged. So I had to wait for him to cancel it, and it was just a mess. And then I've had another instance where like guy was supposed to pick me up, but he decided to go all the way out to Henderson and drop some guy, and I was like, you know what, this is so stupid. So I mean, there's been like a couple instances. My wife has actually had worse experiences with Uber. She's actually had more rude people. I don't know why. She just has bad luck with that, I guess. But yeah, this is like the first time that I've actually had like a really disrespectful Uber. And I wanted to talk about this just because like I talked to my wife about it, so I felt fine like kind of getting it off my chest and everything, but I still want to make a video because I just won't talk about it. Like, honestly, I just want to make a video and just kind of like, yeah. So, basically what happened was I had plans to go with my mom today to get my hair done, but it didn't happen. She had just stuff got all screwed up. So instead of me going to do that, I just decided, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna leave work and I'm gonna Uber it to the gym, and then I'll go home and relax and, you know, whatever, like my typical day that I would do anyway when I bake or whatever. So I leave work early a little bit because I clocked in early. So I left around 11 o'clock. I got changed and everything because usually when I go to the gym, I usually like to change at work because I'm just like, it's just easier to change at work and then go to the gym and then just start my workout. So anyway, I changed and everything, and then I scheduled an Uber. So the Uber guy was like a minute away, so I usually message them and I say, you know, I'm in front of Albertsons, because a lot of the time the Uber app likes to take the Ubers in like the back of the store. I don't know if you guys have ever had that problem, but it does it literally every time. So I always have to let them know, hey, I'm not in the back, I'm in the front. So the guy was like, okay, got it, whatever. So then he gets here and he's fine at first. He's just like, whatever, you know, he's like, you know, he asked me for my name and I told him, and he asked me where I was going, and then I told him where I was going, and he was like, okay. And then so everything's fine, everything's like whatever at first, and then, you know, like, obviously if you guys have taken Uber before, you know that when, you know, when like you get another rider, when you do Uber pull, it notifies you. It's in like your phone dings, and like the driver obviously gets notified. And this is where everything just went haywire. So basically the phone, like, it dinged, and so I was like, okay, fine. He didn't say anything, and then he basically like, I don't know, he just like did like a 360 and just turned into a major asshole. And he just was like, he basically turned to me and he was like, he's like, why would you do Uber pull? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, you must hate your Uber drivers. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, because you're making this like more difficult for me, because you like, for $1, just for like $1 less, like, you're making my job harder, and basically like blaming me because I want to do a poll. And I wanted to fact check him because technically it's not like a fucking dollar, idiot. It's like $7 extra to do Uber X for me to get somewhere like not even 10 minutes earlier. So no, I'm not spending the extra like $1 billion to like do Uber X. Like, I don't need to. The only time I ever take Uber X is if I have like three or more people with me, or if I'm like in a super drastic hurry. But other than that, I never take Uber X. But so I just thought he was being really rude, and I was just like, and then like what really pissed me off was like after he said all that stupid shit, he turned and he was like, you should be ashamed of yourself. I'm like, wow. I'm like, that's fucked up. I'm like, why are you talking to me crazy? Like, and like, at this point, like, I'm just having anxiety because I'm like, this guy's like acting really crazy, and I'm like, I have no idea like what he's gonna do. Like, I didn't think he was gonna assault me or anything, but I was like, he's just talking crazy, so you never know, right? So basically I'm just like, I'm just like dumbfounded. Like, I'm speechless. Like, I don't know what to say. I'm like, what do I say? So I was just like, sorry. And I kind of laughed because I'm like, what do you want me to do? Like, I'm not going to spend an extra $7. Like, I don't know. This guy, I read his thing and he had all these positive compliments, which I didn't really understand. I'm like, how? He's like treating me like a piece of shit right now. And then like it said that he did like over 500 rides and he's been doing it for a while. I'm like, how have you been doing this for a while? Like, you're a complete fucking prick. So then like after that, at that point, he's just huffing and puffing, and he's like, he's from somewhere in Europe, I could just tell, and like he just starts speaking in a language like I had no idea what he was speaking, but I know he was talking shit because he was already pissed. So he just probably just says all this dumb shit in his whatever the fuck language he was speaking. And so I'm just like, whatever, like I'm just trying to ignore him because I mean, personally, I just want to get to where the fuck I need to go. Like, I don't want to be badgered by him. Like, if I would have like cussed him out, but I just didn't want the drama. Because the thing is, like, he was acting completely crazy, like, with what he was saying. So it was like, didn't want to say something to him. And then, like, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't want to, like, say something to him and then him just completely lose his shit and, like, force me out of his car and just, like, all this crazy shit. Like, I just, like, did not want to deal with it. So I just kind of, like, kept quiet. And then when we got to where we were supposed to pick the guy up, he starts acting like I'm the fucking driver. Like, I have all this control. Like, you know, because we got to kind of close to where it was. He's like, do you know where the guy is? I'm like, I have no idea where the guy is. Like, literally, I'm a fucking rider. Like, I have no idea about all these other people that are, like, riding with me. Like, I don't have any information. All I know is their name, and if they have a picture, I see a picture. That's it. I don't fucking know. So he just starts pissing me off, and then he's like, one second. He just starts pissing me off, and then like, he's like, this is so ridiculous. He's like, this is why, I don't know. He just starts saying some dumb shit, and then like, is like, you've made this so inconvenient for me. And I'm like, wow. I'm like, how do you still drive for Uber? Like, I don't understand. Like, I'm like, how do you have all these positive comments? How are you still working for Uber? Because you are a complete fucking, like, douche right now. So he's like, can you call him? I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, you've been driving with Uber for, like, enough time to get 500 rides, and you don't know that, like, I literally can't fucking call a passenger? I was like, are you having an aneurysm? Like, are you dying or something that you're being this fucking retarded? Like, do I have to call an ambulance? Like, I was like, what is wrong with this guy? So I was like, I can't call him. I'm like, you are the only one that is able to call him. I'm like, the only person I'm able to call or receive calls from is you. And then he just started mumbling in his stupid ass fucking language, whatever the fuck it was. And then he's like, so she starts huffing and puffing, and then like he ends up doing a U-turn, and then the guy like finally texts him like, thank God, and tells him that like he's in front of a fountain or something, because it was at Trivoli Village and stuff. And so he like, and it's in Vegas if you're wondering, but and so he goes, and then he drives into the fountain, and like he's just pissed off. And then like the guy's like about to go into like the front seat to sit in the front because he saw me in the back, and the guy was just like a dick to him too. Like at first, like he was just like, oh, go in the back seat, and like the guy was like, okay, like fuck. So yeah, so like he basically like he came in the back seat with me, and then like that was the longest amount of peace I had during that whole ride. Like as soon as the guy got in the car, he was like not about to start shit. And I'm like, you do realize, I didn't say this to him, but I was like, you do realize like I'm going to report you, right? Like as soon as I get the fuck out of this car, I'm going to fucking give you like, they don't let you give like less than a star. So I gave him like 1 fucking star. I said terrible. And then as soon as I did that, I like reported him. So basically he was quiet the rest of the time. So then he finally like drops me off there, and I didn't even say thank you. I literally didn't even say thank you. I just got out of the car and just like went into the gym. And then when I went into the locker room, I just sat down. I was just like so upset. And like I know like people are like, don't let that shit get to you, but like how can you not? Like I already have anxiety, and like I just get overwhelmed by shit like that. Like especially when I'm not doing wrong. Like I don't know you, like for you to talk to me like that. Like even people I do know, I'm like, I don't like them talking to me like that. Like you don't just talk to me crazy and talk to me any fucking type of way because you're having a bad day. Like I don't know what his issue was, and I really don't know what his issue was, because I'm like, clearly if you've been doing this for a while, you know that people are going to do Uber Pool. I'm like, I'm sorry, but not everybody's gonna do fucking Uber X. I'm like, the only time it's really worth Uber X is if you're going like 5 minutes down the street and it's like not even that big of a deal to spend like the extra $1. But when you're going a ways, it's like, no, I'm not spending the extra $7 fucking to get there. So no. So I was just really confused. I was really upset. And so I messaged Uber, and I'll let you guys know. I'll show you, well, I'll read you guys the thing. 1 second. And Uber handled this very well, so thank you, Uber. I don't think you're gonna watch this, but whatever, anyone who works at Uber or up in the whatever owner people, I appreciate the fast response and how you handled it. And yeah, so okay, so okay. Okay. So when I did it, I did like my driver was unprofessional or whatever, and then they had like a sub thing that said like my driver was rude. So basically, he like, they had me like explain clearly why. And it says like, if you believe your Uber driver has been unprofessional, let us know. So what I said, I was like really like kind of like still like jumbled by the whole thing, and just kind of like, I don't know, I was just like kind of out of like, everything was just crazy, you know. I just like was just trying to calm down from the whole experience. So I didn't like go into like full detail because I was like shaking and everything, because I was just like really upset like about how someone could treat a person like that, especially a paying customer. Hello. So I like finally like, so I said like a summary of basically what happened. And I'm really pissed off because I really should have recorded the whole thing. I should have. I feel like retarded because I thought of it afterwards, and I'm like, I should have fucking recorded the whole ride. Like the shit he was saying to me, just like to have proof. But I didn't. Which I need to start doing. But anyway, So basically, I said, he was very rude. He was saying I should be ashamed of myself for using Uber Pool instead of Uber X. He was blaming me the whole time and was very angry. He expected me to call the other rider when clearly I can't. Only he can do that. He was speaking another language and I'm sure he was saying rude things. I don't think Uber should allow a driver like that. He was extremely rude. So I would say probably like an hour after I messaged Uber, I got a response and it said, "Hi Ava, we are sorry to hear that your driver did not act in a professional manner. I'd be happy to help you with this. We expect users to remain mindful of our community guidelines. As a result of your claim, we will be reaching out to this driver and further investigating this matter. Due to this experience, I've fully refunded your trip. You should see the cost returned to your original payment method in 3 to 5 business days. Thank you for bringing this to our attention." So they handled it really well. I'm glad that they gave me my fucking refund because I don't want to pay that motherfucker 1 cent. So yeah, so that's basically what happened. And I'm really hoping to God that I never have another like situation like that. Like, you know, from an Uber driver's perspective, I understand that like riders can be annoying. They can do dumb shit, you know. Everybody has to be like protect themselves because like the thing is like, yeah, like Uber drivers like need to protect themselves against some riders because some people are drunk or just stupid or just like doing dumb shit and like harassing people. But you also have to you also have to watch out for your Uber drivers because some of them are assholes. Like, just because they're an Uber does not mean that they're nice. So that was my experience. I hope to Jesus that I don't want to deal with this ever again. Like, I was so shocked by how this man acted. And yeah, and I doubt he's ever gonna watch it. He probably doesn't even know how to work a computer, to be honest, because he's so fucking old. But yeah, you're an asshole, dude. Stop being an asshole. You only have like what, like couple months to live because you're so fucking ancient. So I'm just kidding. Okay, that was mean. That was me being mean, but you know what? He made me go there. So, but anyway, that is the end of this video of my rant of bullshit. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed my my complaining like always. And if you did, give it a thumbs up because yeah. Anyway, please subscribe. I'd appreciate it. And I will see you guys next video. Bye.